In today's episode, Ashram asks, what is your advice for standing out in the crowd in a highly saturated content creation market? I feel like many marketers are trying this approach compared to other industries. Well, yeah, I mean, people have been cranking out content for a while. And, okay, so content is stuff, right? It's art, it's, the written word, it's video, it's audio, it's stuff, it's a thing. The value that you provide is what's going to set you apart. Is your content more valuable than all of the other people creating content? Because there's a lot of content out there in the world that really sucks. It's just terrible. I saw there's one blog that uses a bad natural language processing module to basically take other people's blogs, rewrite them with wacky synonyms, and then publish it. And that's their attempt at creating valuable content. It is an intellectual property violation, and the various lawyers have been notified, but it doesn't add any value, right? Rewriting somebody else's stuff doesn't add any value. So the advice that I would give is based on a sort of a slogan or a phrase that my friend Todd Deffrin used to say back when I worked at his agency. And he said, for public relations to work, there's 3 words you have to embody, and you can be any one of these 3, but you need at least one to be newsworthy. First, best, only. What are you first at? What are you best at? Or what are the only one that can do something? So look at your content. Is the content that you're publishing the first on a topic, right? If you were writing about NFTs 3 years ago, yeah, you were pretty close to first, particularly in your industry. Is your content objectively the best, the most researched, the most thorough, the most valuable? Is it hands down the single best thing anybody could read? The answer is no. Then you're not the best. Is your content the only one of its kind in a way that the customer values? Because, yeah, you can face roll on a keyboard. That's unique. That's the only one of its kind, but that's also not really valuable. For example, with Trust Insights, we publish this silly series every year called Pumpkin Spice Data Analytics. And to my knowledge, it is the only one of its kind, but it is always an educational piece to show what's possible with data, what's possible when you look at data from a space and turn it into something. And that stands out because nobody else is doing that. As somebody who's a data scientist and works with a lot of data, I find of first, best, only is the easiest for me to work with because we all sit on ridiculous amounts of data that we're just not using. We're not using well. And if we use it well, if we use it to unlock insights, to find things that other people can't find, that makes us the only one of a kind that can look at a certain type of data and create value from it. Particularly things that are cultural zeitgeist moments, like Pumpkin Spice Data Analytics is a very lighthearted example, a very heavy example. Every year in June, or just before Pride Month, we do an exhaustive analysis of hate crimes against LGBTQ folks. Again, that level of analysis is on the only side. I don't know of any other organization that's building the same kinds of models that we are to analyze hate crimes against the LGBTQ plus community. That stands out. I think we were also first a few years ago when we started doing that. But first, best, only is a great benchmark. Of them, best is the hardest. Right? Best is the hardest because it requires the most resources. If you're writing a guide to CRM systems, well, guess what? You've got a lot of competition. You've got a ton from competitors that have really, really, really big pocketbooks, right? Good luck creating a best-in-class piece of content against the team over at Salesforce.com or HubSpot, right? It's going to be a slog. So first is definitely possible if you've got some unique angle or some unique insight into your industry that allows you to generate news. That's first. But I find for me, only is the best way to go. But that's the best advice I can offer. First best only, to create more value, to create value that stands out, that people have not seen before, and that they look at it and go, wow, this helps me understand something or learn something or amuses me, whatever the case may be. But really good question. Try that template out. First best only. Look at all of your content piece by piece. Is this the first of its kind? Is it the best in our industry? Is it the only place that you can get this information? Maybe make even a little spreadsheet and just, have 3 columns. Just still check the box next to each one. And the answer, if you got a whole spreadsheet and none of your content has a first, best, or only check mark next to it, it's time to sharpen the pencil. Right? It's time to start looking at what else you can do to be first, best, or only at something. Really good question. Thanks for asking. If you like this video, go ahead and hit that subscribe button.